Hey you, welcome to or welcome back to Keisha's House, Motivation and Inspiration. I'm Keisha, and as always, I'm so glad that you stopped by. So today is Monday, March 6th, and I don't know about you, but March just happens to be one of those months that feels long. But we have some fun things going on in this month. There's St. Patrick's Day, the first day of spring, and my favorite, my wedding anniversary. So happy March, we are rolling through this year. So last week, our quote was really focusing on having confidence in ourselves and focusing on our future and our current state and our identity. Meaning we have had so many different jobs, we evolve, we're always in different seasons of our lives, and when we're in a particular season or we're taking on a new profession, to stand firm and to have confidence. But that's not always easy. You know, I had a really great conversation with my husband last week, and we had a chat about all of the people in our lives that knew us before we were even a thought. These people knew us when we were in our mother's wombs. It must be so difficult for them to look at us as adults and as professionals when yet they remember us running around our parents' homes as toddlers. Or better yet, my very first job was in fast food. And I had to say, thinking about all the jobs I had since I was 16 till now, I've gotta be in the high 20s of different jobs that I've had. But oftentimes there are people, again, that know us in different seasons of our lives. You know, there's the folks that knew me when I was working in fast food, and there's those that know me today when I'm working in my current position. And there's folks that knew me when I worked in the insurance industry. It must be so hard for people to look at you and knew you when and trying to compute who you are today. And oftentimes, as I mentioned, it gets difficult. And as we discussed last week, we have to have confidence, because there are some people that may say, no, you're not a lawyer. You're the fast food worker. And someone may say, no, you're not the fast food worker. You are the kid that was passing out the newspapers or cutting my grass when I was, living X, Y, and Z. There's just all of these different labels and that people want to put on us. But it's up to us to adorn, to have that confidence to say, I am who I am today and I have a bright future. You can either cheer me on or get out of my way. But again, easier said than done. So that brings me to this week's quote. But before I tell you what it is, I want to let you know how I stumbled upon it. So I was listening to Joyce Meyer. I often do. And she was specifically going through this talk of how we have to really be careful about what we think about. And I guess that still ties into last week. We have to see ourselves as whatever it is that we are being in that season. Whatever job you're transitioning to, or whatever position that you're in, not only are we may having a title behind our names or a degree change, but we ourselves have to believe in ourselves. We have to see ourselves in that role more so than anybody else around us. So what we think about ourselves, the confidence that we have to seek out, it starts by what we're putting in our own minds. And she brought up a really good point, and I have a feeling you'll be able to relate. You could be having a great day, and it can take one thing that can absolutely derail your day. How many times have you sat and thought, you know what, when I see this person, I know they're going to say this, so I'm going to say this, and you work your way up in this huge argument only to get in front of that person, and everything that you dreamed up didn't happen. In particular, there was a commercial that I had seen recently where this individual comes in to return something to a store, and she's walking in with tons of confidence and being very matter of fact and said, I want this. And the store clerk said, no problem. We will handle that and you will get you a new one. And the person looked disappointed. And the store clerk said, did you come in thinking you were gonna have to fight for that? Do you want to argue? And she said, yes, please. And in the commercial, they bantered back and forward in an argument. And in the end, the store clerk goes, was that enough? And the patron said, yep, that's all I needed. Thank you for that. And left. It's the same way. We work ourselves up into a tizzy and realizing none of it was actually needed. And she talked about how we could be having a great day, but we can spiral our own days down. But that means that even when we're not having a great day, that if we think positively, that we can start to build our mood back up. So the quote for this week is the following: you can't be powerful and pitiful all at the same time. Wow. I know when I heard her say that, it hit me hard. You can't be powerful and pitiful all at the same time. Being powerful means the following: having control and influence over people and events, specifically having or producing great force or energy. But being pitiful means very little and inadequate. Very little and inadequate. We can't be powerful and we can't be pitiful all at the same time. So the challenge is this: as we progress in this week, are we going to be powerful or are we going to be pitiful? And if we're going to be powerful, if we're going to adorn, if we are going to have confidence in everything that we are doing, we have to be leaning in to be powerful, to bring in that energy. So where are there areas in your week that you're going to have to twist and adjust to make sure that you're staying powerful and energetic in everything that you do? To me, that means bringing the best to what you're doing every day, each day, all day. But again, easier said than done. So I'm up for the challenge. I hope you are too. Have a wonderful week, and I'll see you soon. Bye. you.